You're watching the Live 5, where each show I invite 4 friends to discuss a topic you've submitted. Today's topic is platonic friendships. Let's go see what they say.
It's DJ Valet, watching Live 5 with Jay the Boss.
You talk about intimacy, like, yo, define that. But I feel like because guys need a definition in what intimate is, they get in trouble with girls a lot.
Exactly.
Because there's situations where women are gonna think that something's intimate and it's crossing a line with that friend. And you're not supposed to do that if you have a girlfriend.
Well, because a guy wouldn't just hold hands with a girl that he's not interested in on a different level. So that's why.
Exactly. The reason why I don't think that platonic relationships exist is because, I mean, we're crazy. Females are crazy. Guys don't want to be our friends. So if they are our friends, they either have like feelings for us and want to move forward towards them, or they've had feelings for us. They know that those feelings won't come to fruition, and they've just put it in the back of their head.
But I don't like. I used to think that I honestly used to think that I had really good guy friends,
And then I had this conversation with someone like 2 years ago, a guy, and he's like, "No, we're not your friends." And then I asked,
really 100.
yeah, and it was an older man, like in his 40s. He was my boss, like he was honest. And then I asked someone who I thought was my best guy friend, and I was like, "You've never liked me in that sort of way, have you?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I used to think about like, you know, banging you all the time when we were like in high school." And he's like, "But I got over it, and we're just friends now."
now, but it's not something where a guy and a girl just meet and are like, "Hey, let's
just be friends. Let's leave it here."
Yeah, it's never planned. You even planned to make friends with friends that are actually your friends of the same sex. It just kind of happens.
Girls plan with friends. Yes, they do. They see
I've
somebody
never
who's
planned.
pretty. They see somebody who's pretty and say, "I want to be your friend," and they end up being dope.
When I got to high school, I sat down in my chair. Whoever's to the right of me, if they was cool, we became friends. Like, and that's just how it happened.
But see, you didn't
To that
think
point,
past that way though, Jay, because they're guys.
No,
if it was a girl who
my
sat next
best
to
friend
you,
in the world is a female.
have
Best
you
friend.
ever?
We've never kissed. We've
okay,
never touched.
forget about
nothing.
the action though."
Have either of you thought of it?
Not that I know of. It's never been discussed between me and her. That is like my sister.
Not even,
We're like,
not even.
I
to
think
each
that's
other.
respectful.
Yeah.
never
In the
had
back
that
of your
conversation.
head, do you know if maybe ever in your friendship in the back of her head, if she's like, "Man, I kind of like him"?
I doubt it because I dated all her friends. So how did
That doesn't
write her off.
Well,
But
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. We never had that conversation. So
well, I mean, that's
doubt
where
it.
you could come from, because there is a quote, and I kind of like the quote, but it says, "Gentlemen are just patient wolves." And they're referring to guys. I know it's kind
You gotta stand up and say it.
No, it could be, and I wanna hear what you guys have to say. It could be offensive, but at the same time, if you think about guys, there is a motive, because just like women are calculated, I feel like men are calculated as well, and more so they use their heads when it comes to women. You're thinking of the next move, you're thinking of the next man, you're thinking of the next person. Doesn't matter. I feel like there is that. We can give you guys that credit as women. Do you see what I'm saying? So with that being in the back of our minds, just playing devil's advocate, we could make an argument as to platonic friendships don't exist, which is why I understand what Alexis is coming from. Because I think that even if you've never acted on it, there might have been some type of thought that was like, you know, we've been friends for all this time, and I know he likes Chipotle, and I like Chipotle, and we could make that happen. Do you see what I'm saying? Because like you said off camera, which I'm putting the spotlight on you, what you said was, well, aren't you friends with your boyfriend or girlfriend?
Right.
So see, if we're friends with our boyfriend and girlfriend, that means that we could potentially start looking at our friends like they could be
Doesn't mean
potential.
you will.
But most of the time, I think we do, and that's why it's a topic.
I think there's
You agree?
always a certain point. Like there comes to be a point, just like she said, like a thought or something that comes up. Maybe not like so intimate as like kissing or anything, but if you find that person attractive in any way, there's something that draws you to that person. I'm totally for it, you know, like you can be friends, whatever, but there's a certain boundary where you have to keep, like you're not, there's certain respect and there's boundaries that comes when it comes to relationships and friends.
It's kind of an unspoken rule in that relationship, like, hey, you should already know not to play this game with me, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you think?
So are we saying that you can't have a platonic relationship with a woman if you're single or if you're in a relationship?
I just don't believe in them. I feel like it's not that you can't. Everything is anything is possible.
I can sit here and be friends with you, but I'm saying over the course of us being friends, I feel like at some point either there's going to be an action and there's going to be a feeling of wishing upon an action. I don't have any guy friends. Every guy who I call my friend is a member of my family or people that I work for who are, like I said, like my clients. I don't have any friends.
As far as what you said, that's the real meat and potatoes here. We're trying to see if you can be platonically friendships with someone if you're single or taken.
Well, I mean, we know each other through school, stuff like that.
Right.
I have plenty of platonic. You're a friend of mine, and
Right.
I have, I've had a lady for, strictly. I mean, we're not married, but it's been my lady for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Her daughter.
Get married already.
Basically married.
Her daughter is 4, and she's when we met, and now she's 14. You know what I'm saying? So that's like my little girl. I've seen her raised. I raised her, and I have tons of platonic friendships, and that doesn't mean that I can't admire beauty when I see it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that, because can I cut you off for a minute?
Go ahead.
Genesis said something, and I wanted to say something. There was a study that said that we don't make friends with people unless we find something about them attractive.
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing that could kind of lean towards this way on platonic friendships being a dud, because if we're automatically making friends with somebody because something about them goes, in our brains, that's already not being innocent. Do you see what I'm saying?
Devil's advocate. So,
Because even with girls, other
want-
girls would look at another girl and say, oh, I like her style, or I like that she's about business, or I like...
get attracted sexually to that girl.
I'm not saying attracted sexually, but
Yeah.
what I am saying is like friendships begin with
something, like
a
a
thought,
characteristic or
a
I
chemistry.
don't have any ugly friends. Like my girlfriends, it's like it's built in our DNA or something. It's just like how we are.
Some girls do that.
But this is what I'm saying. They can be attracted to their friends for different reasons. Maybe that ugly friend is really funny, or that ugly friend knows where to party, or always has a hookup
But
at
do
the
you
club.
have ugly?
Attraction
Female
doesn't.
friends. I'm not gonna answer
Because
that
you
question.
probably don't,
No, I don't want to be disrespectful potentially. I'm not gonna answer that
Oh,
question.
okay, we'll let you go on that. What are you saying, Genesis?
I feel like attraction doesn't just limit to physical appearance.
Right.
Attraction can be like, this person, you like the way this person thinks, or they're
Right.
just the way they are.
There's that type of attraction as well. Like it's not just limited to physical.
I think that leads to there not being such thing as platonic relationships, though, because I just feel like I don't know if a guy and a girl can be friends for years, just be friends and not develop some sort of attraction to them, whether it be on a mental level, because obviously you guys are connecting if you've been friends for so long, physical level, something like that.
And before we end, go ahead.
We're not. We shouldn't be worried about that. I mean, that's what we want to do with our friends: is build on a deeper level. What we're worried about is sex.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say
We're worried about is
it,
sex.
because
You're having sex and he's
That's-
pleasing you. You're whatever.
that's
it
why we
is.
got the topic.
Yeah.
Because it's probably somebody looking into a friendship that they kind of wish they had with somebody that they like, right? And saying, I don't know if they're going to cross this boundary. So I want to believe that they're just friends. But the question is, can that even be possible? That's a concern. It's not like, oh, well, he can't have a friend because no one's going to, well, some women will say, like, you cannot have friends. And they have a right to do that. Because I know a lot of guys that'll say, like, no, I don't trust any of your homies. Like, I know what they're thinking. I know because I was that guy.
If you can't deal with it, then then don't be with that person. Like if my significant other told me I couldn't have other friends that were girls, that'd be too much for me.
Does she know about all your friends?
I don't think for me, it shouldn't matter. I should be able to make new friends and not have that worry.
See, I feel like The problem in relationships is when I have a ton of guy friends and I tell you you can't have female friends.
Yeah.
That's when the problem gets a little wishy-washy, and then it goes down to trust and all
I
that.
think it's all about boundaries, you know? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like I probably would say I have like 3 female friends, but it's all about boundaries. Like,
And I feel like it's unspoken. Like, you kind of already know what not to do, or you should.
Yeah.
At least if you're an adult, you should know. Don't be calling my phone at 12 in the morning.
you know what I mean? When I'm at home with my girl, like, just don't do that unless, like, it better be an emergency and we both coming.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like it's got to be one of those things where you just kind of know the boundaries and the do's and don'ts.
So let's cover that real quick. If your friend crosses that boundary, how do you react? How do you
It depends
check
what it
that?
is and how often it's occurring.
You know?
Yeah.
You would let it occur more than one time?
No, yeah, well, after 2 times when you're like,
Because I know a couple people, if that happened twice, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's not a
Wait, what
good situation.
exactly are we talking about?
Yeah, what kind of boundaries?
Like-
Yeah.
Well, they cross a boundary, so they are texting you at 2.
I think it depends on the friendship too. I was gonna say the relationship, but I mean it's like the friendship.
Oh my gosh, Jay, you're starting to sound like you let people take a leash and run with that.
No.
I'm trying to help you.
No, I'm saying it really depends on how that friendship is. Like,
How are you ever gonna find the right person for you? Or maybe, you know what I'm saying, if you always just stick with the one person that you got, you don't never make no new friends.
No, what he's saying.
You're
I
making
know
that
what he's saying. What he's saying. I know what he's
I don't
saying.
have to have-
What he's saying
I
is
have
if
a
this
friend.
girl that you just started dating and this person that you've been around for 10 years plus, right?
Been
And
holding you
They've
down.
been holding. They've been your best friend, ride or die. You know, I'm talking love and basketball type stuff.
Which was not a platonic friendship, so great.
it turned it didn't it started as platonic.
No, it was
Nothing
not.
platonic about
He
that
was not
friendship.
platonic.
When
with
they
her.
weren't together, they thought about being together. When
Watch the movie, rewatch
Oh,
the movie.
that's one of my favorite films. Anyway, what I'm saying is,
If this person
If-
finally
okay.
opens up to you, right, and you're about to make, I don't know, not a mistake, but you're about to get into a relationship with someone you just met, right? Why take that chance? Why not consider, oh, I mean, I have known this person for so long.
There are 100
there's
movies
nothing
like
wrong
that.
with considering that, but that's exactly the definition. That's exactly why
at that
I
point,
think
it's no
there's-
longer
I
platonic.
don't-
But it
exactly.
was before that.
No, it's not if you're thinking about it.
If
That's
it's
what.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those
If there was
feelings,
even a thought,
those
that's not
feelings
like
are
thought.
either here and they've been close away, and people shut them out and say, you know what, I know I'm never gonna be at the next level with this person, so we're over it. Or in time, someone might actually act upon their feelings and bring it to fruition
don't.
and let
So-
exactly. If they
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
then
Until they don't.
This the whole
No, because there's thoughts. That's
Yeah.
what. That's
Thoughts
what.
doesn't take
That's what the
it-
women
doesn't
are
make it
saying in the
platonic,
room.
though. Having thoughts doesn't make it platonic.
Yeah.
You can't even control half the things you think
Right.
sometimes.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't always
There's-
control
there's
it.
an
Sometimes
argument.
you can't. Sometimes things pop in your head and you're like,
Right.
whoa, I should have thought about that.
Like, why am I
But
even
you
going
still
there?
That's
did.
If you walk
that's
into a
why-
store, you're thinking about
why we
stealing
hate
something.
men.
Does that make you a thief?
right. Great point.
If I go in a store and I see something, I'm like, I should just take this.
men are just gonna blame it on they can't think.
Don't let me shoot the
No,
action.
but if
What if I
you
didn't?
right.
Hold on. Actions makes it real.
Exactly.
If you don't act on it, you could argue that it's a platonic relationship.
Right.
But what is being said is if there's a thought in your mind or a feeling in your heart that's kind of not platonic, that also means that it's not a platonic friendship. Because if
So many
someone,
analogies I
hold
can
on,
use.
but if someone decided to act on it, then it would no longer be platonic. That's like if I said water is water until I freeze it and it's ice. It's still water, it's just cold water. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the argument.
Well, there's always boundaries when it comes to friendships. So, I guess there can't really be platonic friendships to a certain extent. If that makes sense.
It's conditional.
It's conditional. There you go. It's conditional.
You can't have a platonic friendship with members of the opposite sex.
But like I said, there's boundaries. Like me and my best friend, I've never gone to like the movies with her or nothing like that. Like we never kicked it like that. But I feel like that's somebody I could talk to if there's something I'm going through or if I need advice or something like that. Like I really see her as just a sister, you know. So you can have platonic friendships as long as there's boundaries in place for sure.
Okay.
Like I don't believe in platonic friendships. I think people either hide their feelings away and just let it go, or they take their feelings to the next level, which is what we're talking about with the boundaries and things like that.
I have plenty of platonic friendships with ladies, and I
You
think
keep your options open.
well, no, it's not that. I mean, my best friend is my girl, and that's just how it is, and I think that's how it should be with everybody. Your best friend should be, your significant other. But as far as other friends go, yeah, heck yeah, I could talk, to your girl, and then I'm sorry, but defining a friend, like, do we have to go to the movies with this person, or what kind of friend? Because I think I had a bunch of friends in school, I met that I could have a beer with and chit and hang out with, you know what I'm saying? Like at a nightclub, and that'll be that day, and it'll be years since I see that person. I'm not thinking about, should I do something with her? But I'm not, and that sucks though, because like, if the liquor's flowing and we're having a good time and something happens with my friend, what if something happens? I don't know. Maybe I think I'd be able to move past that. You know what I'm saying? I'd be able to move past that and keep it a friendship. Yeah. I know I started a little bomb right there at the end, but
well, I'd like to wrap by saying this. I kind of agree with everybody's points, which is why it was really easy for me to play devil's advocate. I've literally had platonic friendships, but I've also stayed in my lane. So you said, what is friendship? I think as long as we're keeping friendship to what friends do and not past that's how you respect not even yourself, but the other person as well as a relationship that you might be in. I think that also you need to think, I like hanging out with this person, but it doesn't have to be more than that, because I feel like when we do that, then platonic friendships can happen. But if we're always keeping our options open, or we're putting ourselves in situations where no, but and I'm not like attacking you. I'm just saying there's a lot of people, not just guys but girls too, that put themselves in situations to make sure that friend kind of sees them differently, and then it's like that's when the argument comes that it's not really platonic. So, you know what we think? We want to hear what you think. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hashtag the Live 5 to get involved in the conversation as well as submit a topic.